What's up, shit? Timmy's here. Now, since Halle Berry is returning to the big screen this week for Crime 101, I decided to go ahead and do my 10 favorite Halle Berry films, because obviously she's an Oscar winning actress and a Razzie winning actress too, but there's that. I mean, Halle Berry, I think, is one of the best. So here is my official top 10 favorite Halle Berry films. All right, number 10 is Boomerang. Now, Boomerang is a film that stars Eddie Murphy and Halle Berry, where of course, where like you have a smooth talking ad executive who finally makes his match when he falls for this woman who treats him the way he treats others. Of course, the chemistry with Halle Berry and Eddie Murphy is really good. You had David Allen Greer, Martin Lawrence was also in this one. Robert Givens, Tisha Campbell also pops up in this one. It's such a really hilarious, nice rom com. Really, the chemistry with Barry Murphy is really decent. It is a really good rom com if you guys ever seen that. And this was like one of her earliest films too. Now, one of her other earliest films, number 9, is The Flintstones. Now, The Flintstones was the 1994 film based on the classic cartoon series, following Fred Flintstone as he stumbles into corporate intrigue in Bedrock. And you got Halle Berry, who plays the character Sharon Stone. Yes, that's literally what they call her. Who's of course like Fred's glamorous secretary. This is one of her earliest roles in her careers. And let's just say this is pretty much one of the ones that made a lot of people crush on Halle Berry. Come on, who did not have a crush on Halle Berry when they first saw her in the Flintstones? Be for real. And I actually always quite like the Flintstones live action. You know, John Goodman, Rick Moranis, Perkins, Rosie O'Donnell, Kyle MacLachlan. I really thought the film was pretty fun, and it is definitely a childhood favorite of mine. I used to always get kicked out of this one every time I see it. All right. Coming in at number 8 is Dakota. Dakota is a very underrated little thriller about a 911 operator who races against time to save a kidnapped teen after being confronted trauma from a past failure here. And I really thought it had lots of fun twists and turns around. Abigail Breslin was pretty decent in this one. I mean, Halle Berry was pretty good. It's such a really decent film if you guys haven't seen it. Probably a film that barely hardly no one talks about nowadays, but it's a really cool one there. All right. Coming in at number 7 is Die Another Day. Now, of course, this was actually Pierce Brosnan's last portrayal of Bond, and Halle Berry was just rocking this. Come on, who did not love Halle Berry in this one? I think she's actually probably one of my top tier favorite Bond girls, really. Maybe one of these days I'll do my top 10 favorite Bond girls one of these days. Halle Berry will probably definitely be up there. Where, of course, here, you have James Bond, who uncovers a global conspiracy involving identity swap. You have Halle Berry, who plays Bond's NSA agent, who introduced one of franchise's most famous Bond girl entrances here. And, yeah, of course, her, coming into into this Bond movie, one of the most iconic Bond girl entrances in Bond movie history, in my opinion. It's just such a really entertaining one. I've always got a kick out of this installment, and a lot of people will call it the weakest out of the franchise, but I still always get a kick out of it. All right. Number 6 is John Wick Chapter 3. Now, obviously, Halle Berry doesn't have much to do in this, but she actually did still lots of scenes, playing the character of a fierce assassin, a former ally of Wick. And I still really hope they'll actually do a spin-off of her. Like, we just had on, I think maybe the Failure Ballerina probably, will probably mess that up. But I would love to see a spin-off of Halle Berry here, because I really, like, her and those dogs she had in this were fierce. Made me want to see more of her in the John Wick universe. Of course, obviously, Keanu Reeves was great. I just had a fun time with this installment. All right. Number 5 is The Rich Man's Wife. The Rich Man's Wife, of course, stars Clive Owen, Chris McDonald, and it's about a lonely woman's casual conversation with a stranger, spirals into paranoia and daily consequences. And you got Halle, who plays Josie Patanza, who's a wealthy but isolated woman whose curiosity and emotional neediness pulls her into like a psychological nightmare here. And I really thought Halle Berry played her part very well. Clive Owen was good. This was actually one of Clive Owen's earliest roles. Uh, of course, Chris McDonald was good in this one. It's actually really decent drill if you guys have seen that one. All right. Number 4 is a TV movie, but it's introducing Dorothy Dandridge. It is, of course, a biopic chronicling the life and fame of Hollywood trailblazer Dorothy Dandridge, who became actually the first black woman to be nominated for Best Actress at the Oscar. And this was actually before Halle Berry actually won. This was like about 3 years before Halle Berry even won hers. But yeah, Halle Berry, of course, was really terrific. Really embodies Dorothy Dandridge perfectly. I think it is one of her better performances. I think she actually got an Emmy. I could be wrong there, but really wonderful performance at least. All right. Number 3 is Swordfish. Of course, Swordfish stars Hugh Jackman, John Travolta, Don Cheadle, and it's of course where like a hacker is forced into a dangerous cyber heist, orchestrated by a rogue counter-terrorist with like motives here. Of course, Halle Berry plays like the seductive operative whose like true loyalties remain unclear here. And Halle, yeah, a lot. Let's just say Halle Berry definitely was excellent in this one. One of my favorite performances of hers. A really decent, thriller, to say the least. John Travolta was pretty cool. Hugh Jackman was great. Of course, Halle did such a good job. Really decent film there. All right. Coming in at number 2 is X-Men. Of course, whether we get to see Halle Berry back as Storm again in Secret Wars or Doomsday, who knows? But hey, I still quite like Halle Berry as Storm. She really embodies the role perfectly. It is a really fun, entertaining role of hers. Really cool performance, to say the least. I really quite like her X-Men portrayal. And, of course, this wouldn't become her first comic character because she will go on to start as another comic character. But that one actually won her a Razzie. And we know what that is, which is Catwoman. Which, you know what? It's not on my list or anything like that. But it is more of a guilty pleasure. Like, I don't think it's a great film or anything like that. I will acknowledge it's a bad film. But it's one of those, like, so bad it's good type films, in my opinion. So that's more of a guilty pleasure of mine. If I was to do my top 10 favorite Halle Berry characters, I admit her Catwoman portrayal probably will be in my list. But anyway. Coming in at number 1 is the one that won her an Oscar, Monsters Ball. Of course, this is like where a racially charged suffer drama about a correction officer grappling with grief, guilt, and unexpected love. Here, you got Halle, who plays Letitia Musgrove, who's this grieving widow, struggling mother who's a raw, emotionally devastating performance here. Of course, her chemistry with her on-screen son, who sadly the one who played her son passed away a couple years ago. I know their chemistry was really solid. You also had other good cast members, like you had Heath Ledger, Billy Bob Thornton, Peter Boyle. Pete Diddy was also in this, but hey, Pete Diddy's character got locked up in this, so that's cool. That's at least cool. But hey, Halle Berry was so great. I mean, definitely a well-deserving Oscar winner, in my opinion. A really good performance. If you guys have not seen Monsters Ball, give it a go. Really risque as well, too, if you know what I mean. But it is a cool role of hers. And of course, she actually became the first black actress Oscar winner. And till then, she actually became the only black actress to win a Best Lead Actress, which I still think that's insane. But it is what it is, I guess. Anyway, that's of course pretty much it. Here's my quick rundown. Number 10, Boomerang. 9, The Flintstones. 8, The Car. 7, Die Another Day. 6, John Wick Chapter 3. 5, The Rich Man's Wife. 4, Introducing Dorothy Dandridge. 3, Swordfish. 2, X-Men. And number 1 is Monsters Ball. Now, a few other ones I could have included. Let's see. Losing Isaiah. Frankie and Alice. Not Gothica. That was so good. Perfect Stranger with Bruce Willis. Things We Lost in the Fire. The other X-Men movies. Kingsman Golden Circle. Executive Decision. Never Let Go. Babs. Movie 43. Bruise. That she directed. Definitely not Moon 4. Not everything she was in. It's the best, obviously. But let me ask you guys. What are some of your favorite Halle Berry films? Draw comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Him signing.